A major winter storm is about to strike the United States, and this system is going to cause serious problems over the next few days. Heavy snow, extreme cold, and dangerous travel conditions are lining up, but the impacts will not be the same everywhere. Some regions are facing a much higher risk, and timing is critical as conditions begin to deteriorate rapidly. This all begins with a powerful Arctic blast that is pushing into the eastern half of the country. Life-threatening cold is spreading south, and millions of people are about to experience temperatures cold enough to shatter long-standing records. For many areas, this will be the coldest stretch of weather they have seen in over a year, and the danger increases quickly once wind is factored in. But the bigger concern is the winter storm developing alongside this Arctic air. This storm has the potential to deliver some of the most significant snowfall seen in parts of the East since 1989. It begins near the Gulf Coast, then moves toward the East Coast, bringing a growing risk of heavy snow tomorrow and into Sunday. As this system strengthens, it is expected to rapidly intensify into a bomb cyclone. That means snowfall rates and wind speeds will increase sharply late Saturday and early Sunday. If this storm tracks just right, more than a foot of snow is possible along parts of the East Coast, and there is even a rare chance of snow reaching parts of Florida Saturday night. Right now, this is Jet WeatherX, and what matters most is understanding where the highest risks are and how quickly conditions may change. Over the next couple of days, the United States will experience one of the most intense Arctic air intrusions of the past year, while also dealing with a major winter storm threat. At the moment, a large Arctic air mass is positioned across the Midwest and the Northeast. This is the same cold air that fueled the previous winter storm, and instead of leaving, it is recycling and strengthening. As it continues to rotate, it will force extremely cold air southward into the southern plains and the southeast. As we move through tonight and into early tomorrow, the coldest core of this Arctic air surges south. Areas including Georgia, the Carolinas, Alabama, and eventually parts of Florida will feel a sharp drop in temperatures. By Sunday morning, extreme cold spreads farther south, bringing dangerous conditions to places that rarely experience this level of cold. Many people will wake up to record-breaking temperatures for late January. In fact, more than 100 temperature records could be broken over the next 5 to 7 days. This Arctic air mass is intense, and while there may be brief improvement early next week for parts of the southern plains and southeast, another surge of cold is already showing up in the pattern. Winter is not letting up, and millions will continue dealing with worsening conditions. While the Arctic cold alone is dangerous, the added winter storm threat along the East Coast raises the stakes significantly. That storm begins to organize tonight and remains a concern through Sunday. Early on, light to moderate snow develops across parts of Kentucky and West Virginia, extending into the Appalachian Mountains and southern Virginia. At the same time, a broad area of low pressure moves out of Florida and begins lifting north along the coast. Initially, this low-pressure system is not particularly strong. Even through Saturday morning, it does not look impressive on its own. But as it approaches the Carolinas, moisture increases rapidly, and organization improves. This allows snow coverage to expand, and heavier bands begin to develop. By Saturday morning, snow becomes more widespread across North Carolina, South Carolina, and even into parts of Georgia. Moisture pulls in from the northwest, and snowfall intensity increases, especially where colder air is firmly in place. There is also the potential for some very unusual snowfall farther west and south. Light snow may develop in central Tennessee and even into parts of southern Alabama. In a rare setup, lake-effect-style snow is possible on some small lakes in Tennessee and Alabama, something that almost never happens but becomes possible due to how cold the air mass is. As the sun comes up Saturday, snowfall coverage expands significantly across the Carolinas, Georgia, and eastern Tennessee. Several pockets of heavy snow are expected, particularly in eastern North Carolina near Cape Hatteras, where the atmosphere is most supportive of intense snowfall. There will be a sharp boundary between rain and snow in some locations. A small area near Myrtle Beach in far southern North Carolina could see a brief period of freezing rain Saturday morning, with ice accumulations around 1/100th to 2/10ths of an inch. This is not enough for widespread power outages, but it is more than enough to create slick roads and dangerous travel. Winds will already be strong during the day Saturday, especially along the coast. Any power outages that occur are more likely due to wind rather than ice. As the morning progresses, snowfall becomes heavier and more persistent across large portions of North and South Carolina. One important factor to watch is the potential for dry slots. In parts of North and South Carolina, Dry air could briefly reduce snowfall rates, leading to sharp differences in accumulation over short distances. For example, one area may receive 6 or 7 inches, while a nearby location ends up with 10 or more inches. By late morning and early afternoon Saturday, snow remains heavy near Cape Hatteras, eastern North Carolina, Virginia Beach, and into areas near Richmond and Roanoke. Light to moderate snow may also reach as far south as southern Georgia, including areas near Valdosta. During the afternoon, snow spreads across much of the Carolinas and Virginia, with lighter snow extending into southern Maryland. As Saturday night approaches, the focus shifts back toward the coast, where the most intense impacts begin to concentrate. Late Saturday night into early Sunday, the low-pressure system rapidly intensifies, dropping to around 970 millibars. That kind of pressure is comparable to a Category 1 hurricane and signals a very powerful storm. Coastal winds strengthen dramatically, and snow continues in the hardest-hit areas. At the same time, Florida is not completely out of the picture. As cold air deepens and moisture lingers, light snow is possible near Orlando and Tampa Saturday night, likely in the form of brief Gulf-effect snow showers. Accumulations would be very limited, but the fact that snow is even possible highlights how extreme this setup is. By Sunday, the storm begins lifting northeast. Snow tapers off for many inland locations, while lingering snow continues near Cape Hatteras and Myrtle Beach into the morning. By afternoon, most remaining snowfall is confined to Cape Cod and Nantucket, making this a very localized storm in New England. For many in New Jersey, Washington, D.C., and southern New England, significant snow may not materialize. While that is disappointing for snow lovers, it does reduce travel and power risks in those areas. This is where things stand right now, and confidence is increasing, but uncertainty remains. Small changes in track will still affect snowfall totals and wind impacts. This is why staying informed is critical.